obviously we're all fans of wrestling going back a long time. We've talked about it a few times on the show. And this is one of the few times we break that rule of like not covering wrestling too much. I don't know if you, Shah, you're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I don't watch too much of it, but I'm on there.
Okay. So I've been seeing these videos lately, and we've talked about like people dumping on Jennifer Lopez for her not being legit about her being from fucking the Bronx or whatever, telling tales. The new thing now is shitting on The Rock. And apparently, bear with me a second while I pull this up. The Rock is costing movie studios a ton of money by showing up like 5 to 7 hours late to the set and delaying all these productions. So I'm gonna try to find the article, but could you imagine the balls? And I know he's a big star, but could you imagine showing up 7 hours late to work, whether it's like at a Dairy Queen or at FYE or at Starbucks, and just expecting everyone to like just wait for you and not open? That seems fucked up, man.
You know, it's weird that a former wrestler is doing this, because wrestlers have to be very dedicated to their schedule. You can't switch shit up. You know what I mean? Like if you have a Raw is happening at 8 p.m. You can't show up at 12 at midnight. You know what I mean? Like so he had to be on schedule. You know that he has to stick to the schedule all the time. You know, in wrestling for years. So going to Hollywood and making that transition, and then all of a sudden, just showing up 7-8 hours, that's a whole fucking shift. You know, you're showing up a whole shift later, sir. I can see The Rock being a dick, you know, like I can definitely see him being a dick and being an egotistical kind of person. Cause I mean, you have to have a big ego to just want to become a wrestler, you know? And again, to be honest with you, man, this guy's been fucking rich for how many years? 30 some years now, right? Gotta be 30 some. Yeah.
You've been rich since 98, probably.
Yeah. So almost 30 years. I think I'd be the same way, to be honest with you.
Really?
I got that much money. Dude, if you got that much money and you're 30 years deep into the game of being famous and paparazzi running everywhere, and just he has access to everything, that's gonna create an ego, especially when you look like that guy at his age. Like this guy's probably cocky as hell. You know what I mean? And I don't think he means it because he's a bad guy or he has, he thinks he's better than everybody else. But it's just, I think it's a natural thing that happens to all of us as humans. Once you gain more, you start to feel yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. And like, I think part of the thing I saw in one of the TikTok videos, it's not in this article, but basically like he has to get up and religiously do his 3-hour workout or else he can't start his day. And that's part of it. Like he'll show up and they're like, where the fuck were you? And he's like, I had to get my workout in, brother. And it's like, there's money on the line here. And according to Yahoo Entertainment and The Wrap, Red One, that's a Christmas movie coming out. It was supposed to come out last year. It's been delayed till November 2024. They said due to labor strikes, but it also, him being late led to $250 million runaway budget.
Do you think he thinks he's like a rock star? Because this is what rock stars do. Like they show up to concerts 8 hours late. I remember Lauryn Hill. Do you remember the tour that she was supposed to go on, and she was showing up like 4 or 5 hours late, and some of them she didn't even show up to. I mean, she's been doing this for like 2 decades now, I feel like. And anytime she showed up, she was basically telling people to be thankful that she even showed up. So, yeah, I think he's like the Lauryn Hill of Hollywood, man. He's just, showing up, and you should be thankful that he even showed up to the set.
Well, and here's another thing too is, I know I'm not watching NXT these days. I don't watch much WWE on TV. But immediately when they announced he was coming back and on the board, they took his daughter and made her like the GM of NXT, and people were saying she's not very charismatic and it's all nepotism and whatever. It's The Rock's daughter, let her have the job. Yeah. But according to this article, it says, according to more than a dozen insiders directly involved in the project, the Red One production was a perfect storm of problems compounded by the inexperience of the film's lead producer, Hiram Garcia. And Hiram Garcia is allegedly related to The Rock. It's either like a brother-in-law or, I don't know, something like that. And Shah, you'll appreciate this. On set, away from his trailer, if he needs to pee, he doesn't go to the public bathroom. He pees in a Voss water bottle, and his team or his production assistant has to pick it up and take care of it for him.
That's crazy, man. I always thought, another group of people ran Hollywood, but apparently the Samoans run Hollywood also. They run fucking wrestling. They run Allentown and they run Hollywood. I always
Alex
thought it was,
Jones. Alex Jones is going to start going off on the Samoans now.
yeah, yeah. I'm exposing that too, man. The Samoans are gonna fucking swat us next on fucking YouTube, get us copyright strikes.
Oh my God, they're all going to show up.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, you got a problem with us? You know, it's funny. I remember on an episode of Wrestling Soup a long time ago, Joe Numbers said something about that, about like you'd book one of the Samoan guys and then like the family would show up and kind of strong arm you into booking everybody. I might be remembering that wrong, but it's funny to watch how The Rock comes into WWE and like Nia Jax comes back. His daughter's got a job. You look at this news, whether it's true or not. Joe Punches is saying Amazon's denying this, but you know, who knows? He's getting his like brother-in-law job as what is it, the executive producer, the director, like completely inexperienced. So it is kind of funny that the Samoans are taking over Hollywood and trying to take over Hollywood. Doesn't sound like it's going too well.
Well, The Rock is a good start. The Rock is a good start. Don't worry, Roman Reigns will be there in a couple years. If you think Roman Reigns isn't going to be doing Marvel movies, come on, dude. He's going to be in Marvel in fucking 7 years, 5 years. Once he's done with wrestling, tell me that guy can't be the next Aquaman or whatever. You know what I mean? He's taking over Hollywood. I'm telling you. Rock, he's going to pass the torch down to Roman Reigns, and he's going to have to grow up a lot of charisma. But he stepped it up in wrestling. Like, we thought that he was going to be dog shit for the rest of his life. And I last watched him at WrestleMania, and I was like, yo, I'm actually into this. Like, this is not the same guy I was fucking complaining about on THT back in the day, So I was impressed. So never say never, man. I mean, the guy doesn't seem like he could be the best actor right now, but maybe. And he was taking acting classes in WWE, right? Like, didn't they hire him? Didn't they hire somebody to teach him how to act?
I think so. See, I still think he's pretty bland and non-charismatic, and if it wasn't for like everyone propping him up, he wouldn't have seemed half as interesting. But no, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of people, we've heard it, where they say if this guy was the star, or if they just push this guy, and deep down now it's not going to work out. It's got to be the right person. They have to have something to bring to the table to meet that point. So I'll give him credit, and he seems like a nice guy, but I think he looks like a movie star. I don't think he has the chops even that The Rock does. And then again, I've been surprised because we talked last week about Batista, because Batista was just like super rigid and had like one good promo right before he left wrestling. And then he was fantastic in that Knock at the Cabin movie, just showed a lot of range. And who knows, maybe Roman's going to be the next fucking Rock, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how many wrestlers ended up in Hollywood. I mean, you look at Rock, John Cena, and Batista. Like, these are three of the biggest stars of the last 20 years, all in Hollywood now. So, I mean, I think Roman Reigns only makes sense. You're never going to see like a Seth Rollins, right? Like, that annoying ass voice. Like, no one wants to see that shit, dude.
Maybe in a Tu Wong Fu remake or something.
Yeah, or he could maybe be like an annoying Joker. Like if they want to remake Joker in fucking 6-7 years, I could see him doing a Joker type of thing. Just because he's got like the fucking Weasley voice, he seems like a weasel. But I don't want to see that guy. I could see maybe Ambrose. I could see him doing some action movies and stuff,
He seems like he's taken a few too many shots to the head. I mean, I've watched a little bit of his stuff in AEW, and it's always like this, like this rambling, like drunk dude on the pier type of stuff.
Sounds like the Sandman and shit.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose is supposed to be clean, and he sounds like the Sandman. Let's figure that one out. All right, so The Rock may be costing studios money. Joe Punches threw this up, although he said Amazon was denying the rumors. The new rumor is that Ryan Reynolds hated working with The Rock. I did see this. Don't fuck with Deadpool. Yeah, I mean, I saw that too, but I don't know how much credence to give to it because Variety's not picking up. Hollywood Reporter's not picking the story up, but they're selective sometimes in what they do. And The Rock's got such a strong brand. I honestly thought he had such bad press with the last couple bombs and with his supposed beef with Vin Diesel and taking over Black Adam and that tanking. I think WrestleMania is kind of his make good, and he's trying to get his image back. And then he did the Maui Fund with Oprah. That really blew the fuck up too, and people were mad about it. So I think this is his make good, and hopefully this isn't true because it makes him sound like a dick, but take with it what you will, man.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people didn't get along with The Rock. I think Vin Diesel and Ludacris, both of them, had issues with him. Like, you know, I think Ludacris was recently, maybe as recent as last year or something.
I'm trying to find that.
I think he had a back because he was like, I don't need The Rock's permission to go back to, you know, Fast and the Furious, but that man holds power, man. I'm telling you, Samoan fucking power runs wild, dude. It's taking over WWE.